Hey guys, Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at the Red Rock Baja style upper grille replacement in gloss black, available for your 2015 through 2017 F-150 at home. Now the Red Rock Black Baja upper grille that we have here today is currently one of the most popular options for the F-150 owners out there looking to completely change up the look of the front end and add some of that signature Raptor style lighting at the same time. All right guys, so as I just mentioned, the Red Rock option that we have on the table today is easily one of the most popular for the 15 through 17 owners, and the overwhelming number of 4 and 5-star reviews really do back that up. Check those out if you haven't done so already. Now the reason being, in my opinion, it's going to deliver a very awesome look and bonus LED lighting, but at a very affordable price point. Now, if you've browsed the site here for a blackout grille, well then chances are you stumbled across quite a few, but in my opinion, the Red Rock is gonna deliver that very popular combination of kind of the black mesh styling with the amber LED lighting, very Raptor-esque, if you will, and again, at a very affordable price point. But taking a closer look at the build, you'll notice things are pretty simple overall. In fact, you got the durable yet very lightweight ABS plastic construction for things like your mesh, but also the surround. And of course, this particular option has been finished off in that very sharp gloss black, but it is paintable if you ever wanted to maybe color match the surround, leave the center gloss, totally up to you. Now the grille has been designed using OEM Ford CAD data, and that's just going to ensure a perfect fit with no weird gaps or any wonky fitment. Now it is meant to be a complete replacement, so therefore there's no need for any cutting, no permanent modification. You're simply gonna remove your stocker, install this in reverse order, and that's pretty much it. Now the Red Rock will open up a little bit more airflow at the same time to the front end of the truck, and that's never a bad thing, right? Because any extra airflow you might receive certainly gonna help with cooling. But on top of that black mesh Baja styling, the Red Rock option is also going to include those 3 amber LED running lights here at the very top. Certainly going to increase the look over a standard Baja grille, and is a look that has been increasingly popular as of late. And again, you're getting some of that Raptor-esque styling. Now those LEDs are going to tap into your factory headlight harness thanks to the included wiring here, guys. That way these things will illuminate whenever your parking lights or your headlights have been switched on, or if you wanted to get custom with it, you could always just wire them to a dedicated switch and control that lighting on your own. But if you just tap them into your running lights and your headlights, they should illuminate along with your factory switching. Now I've mentioned it a few times throughout the video, but the Red Rock is also going to be very attractive in regards to price point. In fact, coming in just north of that $250 price, this does make this one of the more affordable options in the category that includes some sort of auxiliary or aftermarket lighting. So just something to keep in mind. If you really have your heart set on that lighting, it's certainly going to be a solid option. But now we do want to give you a better idea of just how the install is going to go down at home. The site's going to call this one a pretty strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 2 hours or so to get in place from start to finish and tap in that included wiring. But now to give you a better idea of just how things will go down exactly, let's check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools you will need for this install are a clip removal tool, a ratchet, extension, 8mm, 10mm, 13mm sockets, T30 Torx bit, wire strippers and crimpers, spade connectors, and T-taps. What's up guys, today we're going to be showing you how to install a new grille on our F-150, so let's get started. Our first step is going to be to remove the 12 push pins located at the top of our radiator guard using our clip remover tool. So first we will go ahead and remove our push pins. There are 10 holding in the radiator guard, and we will be removing the 2 holding in the upper portion of our headlight trim as well. And once you have all your clips out, you can go ahead and remove your upper radiator guard. And set that aside. So our next step will be to remove our 2 electrical connectors located directly in front of our hood latch. And to do that, you can simply push down on the tabs and pull them out. Go ahead and lay them back. Next, you can remove the clip holding your harness in place for your electrical connectors and move that aside. Next up, we can go ahead and remove our 4 top bolts holding the grill in using our 10mm socket and ratchet. So our next step is going to be to gently pull back on our headlight trim panel to get to our bottom mounting bolt. And we're going to remove that using a 13mm socket and our ratchet. Now ours has been drilled out because it's been modified, but if you're working on this in a factory truck, it should be an 8mm socket. And just be mindful when you're working on this at home, that is just a piece of aluminum back there. So don't go crazy on tightening or loosening because it will get stripped out. And then we can repeat this process for the other side. Now our final step before removing our grill is going to be removing these 2 push pins to separate our soft shroud from the sides of our grill, so we can go ahead and pull that out. And to do that, we're just going to use our clip remover tool and pull these pins out of our grill. Once you have those out, you can go ahead and repeat this process on the other side and go ahead and pull your grill out. Now that we have everything disconnected, we can go ahead and remove our grill. Now before we can install our new grill, we need to remove our inner grill piece from our factory unit. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and remove our 4 push pins up top using our clip remover tool and the 4 bolts around the side using our 10mm socket and ratchet. Your factory ones, again, should be 8mm, but these, because they've been modified, are 10mm. Okay. Now we can go ahead and remove our 4 bolts holding our inner grill piece in. Once you have these 2 out, you can go ahead and repeat this process on the other side. Now lastly, before you remove your inner grill from your outer grill, you will need to remove the Torx bolt that is located in the middle of your inner grill. And to do that, we will be using our T30 Torx bit and ratchet. Now once you have that removed, you can go ahead and separate your inner and outer grill pieces. Okay. Once you have your inner and outer grill separated, you can go ahead and remove the 3 nuts holding your emblem onto the front of your grill. To do that, we're going to use our 10mm socket and ratchet. Again, your factory ones may be 8mm. And once you have that done, you can go ahead and lift your grill up and your emblem should be right there. Now this particular grill does not actually come with mounting tabs for your emblem from your factory grill, but if you were to want to add it, you can go ahead and just kind of center it in place, add some larger washers on the back, and go ahead and tighten your nuts down very gently and secure it into place. So now that we have our new grill on the table, we can go ahead and install our factory inner grill onto it using the 4 studs and mounting locations. Then we can go ahead and secure that into place using the supplied hardware, which is 4 8mm flange nuts and flat washers. Now to secure our inner grill, we're going to go ahead and install our flat washers, followed by our 8mm flange nuts onto our studs, and tighten them down using our 8mm socket and ratchet. Now that we have our 4 nuts installed on our studs, we can go ahead and reinstall our 4 push pin clips at the top of our grill. Go ahead and insert and push back down top of your pins. Now we're ready to move on to our next step. Now our next step before installing our grill is going to be some light wiring for your new grill lights. And for that, we're going to be adding spade connectors to our wires and tapping into our parking light on our truck. So to do that, we're simply going to use our wire strippers and crimpers. Go ahead and strip away a little bit of our sheathing on both your wires. Okay. And strip. There. Now once we have our sheathing removed, we can go ahead and add our spade connectors. Sometimes it's a good idea to twist your wiring so it goes into your connector better. Go ahead and insert. Wires, and then using your wire strippers and crimpers, go ahead and crimp down your connector. Your wire. Okay. Go ahead and do the same thing for your other one. So now that we have our connectors installed on our grill wiring, we can come to our parking light on the passenger side of our truck. And since we already have T-taps installed on our harness here, we're going to go ahead and use these spade connectors to just plug into them. Now for your wiring, your black and gray wire is going to be your power side. and that is going to go into your brown and yellow wire on your parking light. Go ahead and connect that. And then your black wire is going to go into the black and gray wire in your harness. Now after you have these connected, it's a good idea to make sure your lighting works before installing your grill and getting all the way done. Now that we have our wiring done, we're ready to go back in with the new grill. So now you can just set it back into place. Now that we have everything installed and our wiring done, we can go ahead and set our new grill back into place. Now that we have our grill mostly in place, we can go ahead and set the top part into place with these two dowels on the back side of our inner grill. And you just want to go ahead and lift up on those and set them into place. And we can move on to reinstalling our hardware. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our lower mounting bolts using our 13mm socket and ratchet. And again, remember, if you're working on a factory truck, they should be 8mm. And we can go ahead and reinstall our soft sheathing with our clips. Go ahead and push our two clips back into place. And for the bolt and sheathing, you can go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. Next, we can go ahead and push our headlight trim back into place. And go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Next up, we can go ahead and reinstall our four 10mm bolts up top using our 10mm socket and ratchet. Again, yours may be 8mm from a factory truck. Our next step, we can go ahead and reconnect our two electrical connectors located in front of our hood latch. Go ahead and snap them back into place. And finally, we can reinstall our upper radiator guard. Slide it under your intake ram. And once you have that all lined up, we can go ahead and reinstall our 12 push pins located across the front. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our Red Rock Baja upper replacement grill with LED lighting in a gloss black finish for your 15 to 17 F-150 excluding Raptor. Thank you for watching, and as always, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.